03. Okay, good evening. I think we will start.
Yes, sir. Let's start. Yeah.
Yeah. Today we are going to deal with a topic which is very close to my heart, and it's a part of the session on leadership itself, but it's a very small portion. And the title which I have given to the session, if you have seen and read in the WhatsApp group which I sent, is called as pulling your own strings. Okay, so I'm going to share my slides. Can you see? Can everybody see?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Happy birthday, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Happy birthday, madam.
Good evening, ma'am. Happy birthday.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Where is the party tonight? Okay. All the best, madam. Wish you God bless you and may
Thank you.
keep
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
peace
sir.
and love, healthy, wealthy, prosperous, everything.
Thank you.
Okay. So shall I start, madam, with your permission?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So this is the title which we had given, pulling your own strings. Pulling your own strings. So we will first look at the title and ask you a few questions as to what do you think it means? Pulling your own strings. If you look at the picture which is shown alongside, it talks about, in Hindi it's called as Katputli, and in English it is called as what? What is it called? Katputli in English? Puppet
Yes.
show, puppet.
Puppet show.
Puppet. It
Puppet
means that
show.
don't be puppet on others' hand. Be your
Okay.
master. Own
Be
master.
your,
Being
be
your
your
own.
own. Being your own puppet. Okay. Okay, correct. You are all right. It actually means that why do you allow somebody else to pull your strings? Why do you allow somebody else to own you or govern you or lead you? Why can't you be your own manager? That's why it's called as pulling your own strings. Can you pull your own strings? And it deals with these two words called as EQ and IQ. You must have heard of this so many times. Intelligence quotient is IQ. Emotional quotient is EQ. Now, having said that, I want to make things very clear to you that in today's world in 2024, I am on the board of directors of many companies where I go to conduct interviews, and I'm told that don't check their IQ, sir. We have sufficient measure, sufficient mechanism to look at their academic score and things like that. But I want you to check whether this guy's EQ is very high. And the persons who have good emotional quotient are more welcome in an organization. If I have a 95% person, 95 percentile, or if a high IQ person, but with low EQ, I may not want him. But if it's an average student, it's about 85, 90%, but is a strong on EQ. If he's good on emotional quotient, then I would probably hire him more than anybody else. And this word goes with emotional intelligence. Emotionally intelligent people, people who are emotionally intelligent. What does it mean to you? Can somebody help me? Who are these people who are emotionally intelligent, who have high EQ? This must have been dealt with you somewhere in the line in one of the sessions with somebody, but we'll just try to understand these two terms. Who are those people whom you consider high on EI, on emotional intelligence? Yeah.
So those people who are mentally stable in the difficult of the situation.
Okay, mentally stable is one word, but you very quickly added the right word, in difficult situations. Okay. What else?
High tolerance level.
Tolerance. We Indians are anyway known for very high tolerance. चलता है यार, tolerate करो. Okay, high tolerance. I grant you for some time. We'll come back to you after some time. Anybody else? Emotionally intelligent
Who
people. Who can face?
who can face any difficult situation without emotionally involved.
Okay, good. Who can? Emotional involvement is always there to some extent. We say that I'm absolutely a cold person without emotions, but then within you have emotions. Some people know how to hide the emotions, and some do not know how to hide the emotions. So you may think that this guy is not showing some emotions in a difficult situation also. So, for example, if I have this habit of um, तार से गुस्सा आता है, I get angry very quickly. I get angry very quickly. Is he an emotional intelligent person? Is this guy an emotion? Because emotions is controlling him. He is not able to manage the emotions. If you are able to manage your own emotions, if you are able to manage the emotions of people who are working with you, if you are able to manage the emotions of both you and the people working with you, I would rate you as an emotionally intelligent person, high on emotional intelligence. And it's a huge topic, it's a huge subject. It has been dealt with to a large extent in many books. I'm only referring to you these three words which probably will help us when we work in teams, when we work in groups, when we work as leaders, or when we work with somebody, not under somebody, with somebody. These three words are extremely important. These three words are rationality, empathy, and assertive skills. I'm going to revolve around these three words only today, because I feel that those people who have these three words are actually um, just close this mobile, are actually more successful in life. What is the meaning of the word rationality? What is the meaning of the word rationality? Rational people, rationality. It's an English word. You can translate in Hindi, in the whatever
Who
language.
analyze the situation logically without
Okay.
being driven emotionally.
Unbiased.
Unbiased man, person. Okay. Rational is a person who logically thinks, who has
Who
logic
can
in
put
his
himself in
explanation.
both the situations and understand.
That is empathy. That is empathy. Correct. That's the next word. Rationality is putting logic. When I'm conversing with you and I want to put in certain things and I want to tell you, sir, I don't like this. I don't want this to happen. This department is not doing well because this is. So you can't say, sir, I don't like you. You'll have to tell why you don't like me. Can I put some logic? Can I put some understanding, some explanation behind what I'm saying? If I can explain, if I can put logic, if I use the word tark in Hindi, then I probably am using rationality. So just keep this word in mind for some time. I need to converse with certain amount of logic in whatever I'm conversing. Empathy is a beautiful word, one of the most easily spelled out word, but the most difficult to understand is the word empathy. And we doctors, we physicians, we dentists, we nursing staffs, the staff working in your hospital who is a ward boy or anybody are all health science professionals. And all health science professionals need to be high on empathy. What is empathy? I'm sure you all know what is empathy. I'll explain it to the way I look at this word. Am I able to understand what the patient wants without my patient telling me? For example, if I have bleeding, मेरा हाथ कट जाता है, I have a cut and the blood starts flowing. If you want to sympathize with me, you will say, अरे sir, कितना खून निकला sir. Oh my God, sir, आपका left hand है, मेरा तो right hand था sir. Lot of बहुत दर्द हो रहा है ना sir, बहुत pain. This is sympathizing. Empathy is going one step ahead. People who empathize, they understand that this guy cannot speak, but he wants first aid. So I take him to a casualty. I put a small bandage on him. I do things which he has not asked. This holds true for classroom teaching. It holds true for patient care. It holds true for husband-wife relationship. It holds true for your subordinate boss relationship. Everywhere, this is a magic word. If you can empathize with people, try to understand why she is behaving the way she is behaving. Try to understand why his position is like that, why my boss is always doing chid, 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 chid. All this is empathizing. So people who are high on empathy are high on emotional intelligence. People who put rationality or put logic in what you want to say are high on emotional intelligence. The last word is the most important word of all three. It talks about assertion. It talks about assertion. And I'm going to deal with this word to a large extent because assertion actually means a fight between what and how. What you want to say is important, but more than what, how you want to say is more important. I don't like you. I don't like the way you're working. So the meeting is all useless, sir. So it's okay. You have been very loud and clear and open about it. But it's not the content or the what which is important. It's how you say this. It's a skill and it can be learned. That's why it's called as assertiveness workshop skills. Assertiveness skill workshop. Because if it is a skill, it has to be learned. But without these other two words, assertion has no meaning. Without empathy and rationality, this word, it doesn't exist independently. So we'll try to look at these three words, but more so, we will try to look at assertion. As I said, this is a very important facet of leadership. Those who grow in leadership are high on empathy, high on rationality, and are very, very assertive people. So we will try to differentiate, we'll try to give you situations, we'll try to give you a lot of examples as to where and when I have been assertive and I have not been assertive. Take a paper and pencil. Please take a small paper, a long paper, and a pen or a pencil, whatever you want. I'm going to show you some statements. Are you all with me?
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Have you taken a paper and a pen or a pencil? I'm going to make some statements. All you have to do after the statement is read out, write yes or no. Keep writing. There are about 30, 35 statements. So you'll have 35 yes or no's. So it will be slow, but we will finish all that very quickly also. The answer may be yes or no. You may feel the answer could be sometimes, but try to give yourself a clear yes or a clear no. And believe me, if it is sometimes, I think I would go for yes. You may feel that, sir, this depends on situation, sir. Sir, it depends on the person, sir. So some statements you may get this question. But the first answer which comes in your mind of yes and no is supposed to be the correct answer. Generally, when trainers like me give such questionnaires, I always advise them to look at the first answer which comes in your mind. But generally, 90% times that is the correct answer. So shall we start shooting you with statements? Are you ready with the pen and paper? Okay. Okay. Be honest with yourself. You will fight with me after the statements are over, not in between. Just write yes, no. There can be sometimes. If it is sometimes, you write sometimes, but write, I think it's more towards the yes. Sometimes it's more towards the yes. It is hard to say no to a salesperson who has worked so much. You go to a shop and the salesperson is showing you one sari, two sari, one shirt, two shirts, shows you many things you don't want to buy, but it's very hard to say no. So you buy, yes or no. I find it difficult to start a conversation with strangers. Yes or no? Conversation with strangers. I find it difficult to compliment a friend. I'm talking about a good friend. I find it difficult to criticize a friend. I feel self-conscious when somebody close compliments me. Wow, you're looking very great. You're looking very good. I feel conscious when somebody is saying that. Very close to me also says that. Some third party says that, yes, you will feel offended, but a close person. Many times I feel I am being exploited. Exploited means being used. I find it difficult to ask a queue breaker. Queue breaker, you're standing in a queue and somebody breaks the queue and jumps the queue. It's very difficult for me to ask a queue breaker to join the queue. It's difficult to ask for favors from friends. Favors from friends. Many times I get this feeling, oh my God, I should have said that after the meeting is over. I should have said that. Oh, I also knew that I will say that. Oh, this girl said, I also knew that. It's difficult to say no to a friend even if the requests are unreasonable. It's difficult to say no to a friend even if the requests are unreasonable. I feel people find me boring. I find it difficult to speak in public. Many times I think I'm always wrong. Many times and always. Oh, two very strong statements. Many times I think I'm always wrong. I have trouble managing and maintaining relationships with friends and relatives. Friends and relatives. I feel uncomfortable when there is silence in a social gathering. I feel uncomfortable when somebody is watching me at work. You are going on the machine and somebody is closely watching you. I feel uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable when I enter a hall full of unknown people. I don't know where to sit, whom to see. It's stressful. I feel very uncomfortable. I go into defensive when I am being criticized. I hate telling people they are wrong. I always feel people take advantage of me. The same thing as I'm being exploited. I would rather keep quiet than stand up for myself. If something is happening, some wrong thing is happening, I would probably keep quiet or rather than take a stand. Important one. I avoid responding to personal comments. Somebody is making a personal comment. I keep quiet. I avoid responding. I hate to get into an argument with authority, even if the authority is wrong. I keep getting this fear of failure feeling many times. I hate to make an issue when somebody is touching me inappropriately. This is for both gents and ladies. I hate to make an issue when somebody touches me inappropriately. I find it difficult to deal with bullies. Bullies are not only in school. They could be friends, they could be seniors, they could be relatives, many of them, etc., etc. I'm not missing out on your close relatives also. Most of the time, I shy away from conflicting situations. If there is a conflict happening in my workplace or something, I just move away from there. I always put up with substandard service. If the standard service is not good or somewhere in the hotel or restaurant, I still put it up with it. I always feel no one asks for my value or my opinion. I feel that no one asks or values my opinion. At home, at workplace, and at anywhere, social context. I mostly go along with others' opinion. I feel most of the time is spent in thinking what others will think. Log kya sochenge? I spend a lot of time in doing that. I always feel if I do this way, people will get angry, will not like me. I always feel that my ideas are never heard. I feel being overpowered, people overpowering me, controlling my expression. They talk loudly and overpower me. They don't make me express my emotions. Many times I feel slighted or overlooked. Somebody's speaker is on, please close it. Some Kannada speaking. I keep getting this feeling that I am a victim. I am a victim. And I get this feeling that I am being manipulated. The last one. I am being manipulated. Somebody is always manipulating me and I get manipulated. When I get manipulated, I feel like a victim. Okay, so these are 37 statements. Please count how many yes and how many no's. Please count how many yes and how many no's.
Eleven, yes, sir.
11 yes and how many no's? You didn't count the number of no's. I
Said
can
24
26.
yes.
26 no's.
24 years, sir.
Who is that? 24 years? Minal. Okay. Anybody? Two are over. Anybody? Next person. I want
Sir,
everybody's score.
20 yes and 17 no, sir.
Rohit, 20 years. Okay.
27 no, 11 S, 10 S.
11 yes. 10 yes says Arun. Okay.
Sir, 4 no's and rest all yes.
Only 4 no's and rest of all are yes. Shilpa, is that Shilpa speaking?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Meenakshi.
Sir, 28 yes and 9 no, sir.
28 yes, 9 no's. One more person is remaining. Siddharth.
17 yes and 20 no.
17, Sandhya. 17 yes and 20 no. Okay. Anybody else remaining? All done? Okay. Not to worry. Not to worry. As we proceed ahead, you will remind me to come back to this yes and no business after some time. Is that okay? We will count the number of yes and number of no and keep it aside for some time. We will go through the entire session of the training program. After the training program is over, then you remind me to go back to number of yes and no's, and I'll tell you what we did with you. Okay, we did something with you, and we will come back to you later on. Okay, we come to the word called as assertive rights. Assertive rights are, I have some rights. I have the right to express my behavior. I have the right to express my thoughts, values, and emotions. I have the right to offer no reason for my behavior. I have the right to change my mind and make mistakes. I have the right to say, I don't know, sir. I have the right to say no. I have the right to say, I don't understand. I have a right to be treated with respect. I have a right to tell what you expect from this program. I have a right to get angry, ask for emotional support, protest unfair treatment, ask for information, protest unfair criticism, and to criticize. I have the right to have an opinion. I have the right to be listened to and taken seriously. And I have the right to say, I love you, or I hate you, or I don't like this, I like that, I don't like this. These are all assertive rights. Who has given these assertive rights to human beings? Human beings have given during the evolution. We have all got these rights inside us. Now, just because we have the right to say so many things doesn't mean we use this right left, right, and center. We may be having assertive rights, but the method of using these assertive rights, oh my God, somebody's speaker is on here. Please mute yourself. Okay, thank you. So you have assertive rights. I know that. That's not important. Important is whether I know how to use these rights. And the method of using this right, the process of using this right is called as assertiveness or assertive skills. And that's what is the difference between what versus how. What you want to say is your right, but how you should say that is also important. So how to use this right is assertiveness or assertive skills. I'm giving you a stupid example. It's a stupid example, but it's very, very important. Think how would you react? So today is Nagda Madam's birthday, and we all go to a restaurant. We go and enjoy ourselves in the restaurant, and we order for paneer butter masala. And there are 3 people sitting in that restaurant who have come there. One is Arun, one is Shilpa, and one is Meenakshi. All right, these 3 are sitting. And you order for paneer butter masala. Have you heard of paneer butter masala, you 3 of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Shilpa,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Okay, you order for paneer butter masala, and there is no paneer in the paneer butter masala. So what is your assertive right if there is no paneer in the paneer butter masala? What is your assertive right? You order for some dish and you don't, it's not good, not up to your marking, not up to your taste. It doesn't have a paneer. So what is your assertive right? Assertive right is what?
He's
You politely
asking
ask for
Should
a
ask for
replacement.
the paneer.
You ask for
replacement.
paneer, you ask for replacement, you ask for what? So
Replacement.
great, great. Stupid example, but look at the high-reaching effect this example has got. There are three ways in which you can react to this situation. One is aggressive. So how will an aggressive person react? Which one of you would like to act like an aggressive? Yes, Meenakshi, try. You had only 10 yes.
Is this the way to serve paneer butter masala? There is no paneer at all. How should I rate this dish? It's very bad.
That's all. That's all.
Yes, sir. I've never done it, sir.
Can somebody do it like my father used to do when he used to go to a restaurant? My father, CCHPE, was a hot-tempered, angry young man, angry old middle-aged man, angry old man. And when he used to go to a restaurant like this, no paneer butter masala. Hey, waiter, come here.
Who is this chef? Call the chef.
Hi, call the chef. Even dogs don't eat this in my.
What will
Take the-
Meenakshi do naturally? We need to
And
ask that.
Take
Meenakshi, what is your normal
the-
reaction?
Madam, we'll come to that.
Probably I
Madam,
would
we'll
have
come to
asked
that.
him.
Please, 1 minute.
Yes, yes, sir.
God, madam, please. We'll come to that. We'll come to that.
Okay.
So an aggressive person will throw the plate, make tantrums, make all that blah, blah, blah. All right? He will do all sorts of nonsense. Aggressive. But it is very tempting. Why did I say it is tempting, Paidar? Why is it tempting? Aggressive.
First emotion would be that.
No.
any person.
Because we
I'll
feel
tell
it
you-
is the best way to attract attention.
Best
and
way to
Why?
express, yes.
Why, Mr. Dean, sir? Why this is the best way?
We are paying, sir.
We are paying, sir. So he shouted him.
Authority, sir. Taking the authority.
That relieves some stress, sir.
Relieve some stress. No, it gives you quick results.
Result, yes.
Yes.
It gives you quick results. People are scared.
Immediate.
Oh my God, this tiger has come. My CNCHPE has come. Provide him whatever he wants. So you make tantrums. You go aggressive. You have used your rights and you have used it in an aggressive way. Results are very good. So you are very happy. Hooray! I get results. So when you go to a next situation in a similar situation somewhere else, you try to use it again. You try to use it again. You try to use this again. A repeated behavior becomes an habit. And wherever you go, in any situation, anything happens when you have to use your rights, you go into aggression first. This is the first way in which you can react. Second way is passive. How will a passive person react? Shilpa.
Sir, I would call the waiter and ask for the look into the dish whether there is paneer is there or not. I will ask him to see first.
Oh, if you are asking him politely and calling, you are assertive, madam. How will a passive person react?
just finish the meal and go, sir.
Simply eating, sir. Without paneer, probably
Correct.
she'll eat.
Correct. He will eat
And
without
maybe I
paneer,
would
she
not
will
tip him.
complain. And no, she will
I
eat.
will
He
not give
say,
a tip.
You will
Sir,
not give
finish
a
the
tip.
meal and even compliment that it was a good meal.
Correct. And also give it. Also give a tip. Also give a tip.
Give a tip.
Also give a tip. Yeah. So passive people are generally those who don't want to create, and they will say, "Hey, yaar, patida to kitna awaaz karta hai yaar. Dheere bol, see, people are watching. Don't make such noise here, please. Don't go into aggression. Hey, eat na. If paneer is not there, what is happening? You can eat that rasa, no? You can eat that liquid part of it. Put some rice and eat it, no? That's why I never come with you. You always make this noise. So these passive people are those people who generally don't want to use their assertive rights. They generally don't use their assertive rights, and they will generally try to whatever is the situation, it's okay, yaar, we will finish off. So they don't want to use their assertive rights. There is one third one, which is called as assertive. So in the same reaction, same situation, no paneer in paneer butter masala, how will an assertive person react? Anybody can talk. You understand aggression? You understand passive. There's a third way in which you can react. What is that?
That you call out the
Assertion.
waiter. You
You
call
call
out
the waiter. Yeah, I
waiter
call.
and say that what you have served is not up to the mark. Please
Okay.
get it corrected.
Okay, right? Arun, this is correct. But now as a waiter, I have been trained by the same Chari how to manipulate you. All right. So I start
sir.
manipulating you. नहीं सर, ये तो आपके लिए बनाया है सर. आप जब आ रहे थे तो कुक ने देख लिया आपको, अरुण सर. It is made for only you, sir. Sir, बाजू वाले खा रहे, they are not complaining, sir. Look at those people, they are not. So there will be many lot of manipulation in you. You think about the same situation in workplace. Many manipulators are there who will try to manipulate you, but still you need to be assertive. You need to be assertive means what? Need to be assertive.
I don't want your dish. Please change it.
Yeah. So when you compare it with aggressive and passive, how is it different?
It is more polite, but it is firm.
Excellent. So you are polite, but yet very firm. Aggression, you are very firm and there is no politeness. In passivity, there is only politeness, there is no firmness, there is nothing. A mixture of polite and firm is assertive. Only being polite and being humble is passive, and only being firm and aggressive is aggressive.
In okay aega.
Somebody ಹೋಗ್ತೀಯಾ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಪ್ಪ?
Sorry, sir. I thought I was muted.
Okay, don't mute yourself. So these three terms are very important. Now the question which was asked by Nagda madam, I would like to ask you, which is the possible kind of reaction you would have taken when you were in the restaurant like this? Would you have gone aggressive? How many of you tend to go aggressive many times? Be honest with me and tell me. There are only 10 people in this crowd. You're all friends with each other. You should be able to tell me how many of you go aggressive.
Sir, aggressive, sir.
Siddharth, aggressive, honest.
Sir,
Passive, sir.
Sir, 10 years
Yeah,
back,
assertive,
very passive, but now assertive.
Very good, sir. Earlier passive, now you are
Passive, now assertive.
Sir, with time, I have also become assertive.
Sir,
Earlier passive.
Sir, aggressive, sir.
Yes, Suhasini madam saying something.
yeah, formerly I would have been aggressive, but now I'm assertive. Especially after your sessions. I would ask him to just change and come or call his manager.
Yeah, otherwise you would have been Sriyanchari, my father. Because it's very tempting. It's very tempting to go aggressive, but then it has got its own dangerous points. Being aggressive is tempting. You get quick results, but you lose on relationships. Being passive is okay. Out of these three, which is the worst? Aggressive, passive, assertive. Which is the best? Assertive. Which is the worst?
Aggressive.
Aggressive.
Aggressive is the worst.
Sir, passive for the self,
But
aggressive for
passive
self.
is even more worse, sir. For our own self, you're destroying your own self when you use the passiveness. Whereas your and aggressiveness, you're destroying the other person.
Well said, Shilpa. At least aggressive people are using their rights. Passive people are not at all looking at their rights. So I would probably call passive people as we'll go as we proceed ahead. I'll tell you what passivity does. And those of you who have had more yes than no are tending towards passivity. Look at those statements again after you go back. I'll probably send you on your PPT in your WhatsApp group. You go through those 37 lists and find out where you have tick marked yes. Wherever there is yes, it has to go either towards sometimes or towards no. Sometimes is also okay, but a very strong yes means you are leaning towards passivity more than anything else. So, and that's not a good sign for a team member. I believe, I'll tell you one thing. We have a dean sitting along with us here. Honestly, tell me, Dean sir, would you not like to have people in your governing board or a college council meeting who have a voice, who talk to you, who give you suggestions, who interact with you, who tell you what is in their mind? Which dean doesn't want this? Tell me. There may be deans in your college who doesn't want it, but most of the time, a good leader is one who wants the team members to participate, who wants the team members to interact, who wants team members to tell what is in their mind. They don't like passive people. They like people who are assertive. They also don't like aggressive people. You are left out if you are once aggressive, second time behavior aggressive, third time behavior aggressive. People will try to avoid you, will try to not to interact with you, will not take you to social organizations, will not take you to social functions. Probably you will be left over. उसके साथ कौन बात करेगा? वो कब क्या बोल देगा किसको मालूम? So that's sort of a feeling you are trying to get if you are 24/7 in aggression. But believe me, have we not gone into one of these three sometimes? Yes. If a boss is very aggressive, sometimes we become passive. If some people are in your work organization is not performing well, you go to some aggression sometimes. But how quickly you come back to assertion, how quickly you come back from passivity to assertion, that is the key to success of leadership. It's not wrong to go into aggression. It's not wrong to go into passivity. But if you are 24/7 assertive, it's the best thing to happen. But sometimes you are a normal human being. कभी कभी दिमाग सटक जाता है. कभी कभी बोलते हैं ना, you get tone, something irritates you so much. Some people irritate you and you tend to go into aggression sometimes. It's okay. But how quickly do you come back in your, imagine this happening in your house, when you come back are absolutely tired and you have worked, your husband has worked and your children are bothering you. Mummy khana chahiye. Chal ja hati yahan se, yahi kaam hai kya mere ko. Sometimes it may happen. But how quickly you went back and said, sorry beta, could you say that sorry to that fellow and come back to assertion is very important. If you say 24/7 into aggression, that was my father. 24/7 into aggression, I'm sure things would not be so easy for you and people's acceptance level for you will be much less. So aggression is temporary success. People label you as angry or arrogant person. People socially distance from you. Your rights are fulfilled, but the relationships are lost. Passivity is feeling lousy, feeling guilty. Oh my God, I wish I had said that. God, every bad thing happens to me. भगवान तो है ना, सभी खराब चीज मेरे साथ ही करता है. पता नहीं मेरे साथ ही क्यों होता है. You start feeling getting used as a doormat. People will rub feet on you and walk away. Rights are not fulfilled. Rights are not fulfilled. Your egos are not satisfied. You lose relationship with yourself. That's what Shilpa was saying. You feel overworked. You feel stressed. It leads to anger. It leads to frustration. So passive people generally are, when you go to a shop and the shopkeeper shows you many things, the first statement that you type, first statement that you read, he shows you many saris, hundreds of saris. ये पीला वाला दिखाना, लाल वाला लेके आ. अरे वो शिल्पा मैडम आई है, वो हरा वाला लेके आ. So he will show you many, but you don't want to buy anything. But still you can't because you are passive. You say, भैया एक काम करो ना, pack me that small towel. It's okay for me. So you go outside and then you cry outside the shop. Oh my God, I got so many towels at home. Why did I buy again one more? So if you are doing something which you never wanted to do, you are passive. Because you are actually hurting yourself more than anything. And the last one is important. It talks about assertion. Honest, polite, as Arun said, firm, confident, relaxed communication. Rights are fulfilled. Rights are fulfilled with humility and with everything that is going on with you. The relationships are healthy, rights are fulfilled. So these are the three areas which I wanted to talk to you about. And I will go ahead with this slide, which is a book on I Am Okay, You Are Okay. I don't know if you have read Eric Burns' book. Please do read that book. It talks about 4 positions or 3 life positions. 3 life positions is I am okay, you are not okay. Who is this fellow? I am okay, you are not okay. Who is this fellow? Aggression. I win, you lose. Second is I am not okay, you are okay, whatever you say. This is passive fellow. I lose, you win. Assertion is I am also okay, you are also okay. It's okay. If even Shah Rukh Khan comes tomorrow to my college and I want to say hello to him, I walk up to him and say, hello, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, my name is Dr. Chari. Okay, if you are Shah Rukh Khan, you are famous in your place. I am Suresh Chari, I am famous in my place. I am okay, you are okay. If you meet people with this, I am okay, you are okay feeling, believe me, more people will get attached to you. Because you are giving that kind of respect to that person and you're also giving respect to yourself. That is why assertion is the best one. The last one, I'm sure we will not show you. I am also not okay. You are also not okay. Maybe marja, dunya khatam ho jaye. That's not the philosophy. Otherwise, you wouldn't have joined. I'm sure for that. So aggression involves honest expression, inappropriate, but inappropriate. Honest expression, but inappropriate. Violating the rights of others. No empathy, no rationality, no explanation. Putting others people down, dominating others, being always the winner. Let the people be always the losers. Ignoring the wishes of others, getting annoyed and losing temper, work done but with loss of relationship. How do you do this in a meeting? In a meeting, if you are having a college council meeting, and if you're always in an aggressive mood, at home, how do people welcome you? When you are coming back home, do you say, "Oh, Papa aa gaye, Papa aa gaye," or do the children say, "Arey baap re, Papa aa gaye, Papa aa gaye"? What is the reaction that the children have when you come back home? In a social context, people respect you because you are good, or people respect you out of fear? Answer it for yourself. I'm okay, you are not okay, I win and you lose. Passivity is bad. Eager to please others all the time, feeling that you may hurt people. What will they think? Unwilling to say no, apologizing for every action of yours, avoiding conflicts. Other people are always right, I am always wrong. Hiding your feelings, not able to use your rights, easily influenced by others, fear in doing anything, fear of failure, fear of ridicule, fear of humiliation. So many fears are there. They sulk later after the episode. People will cry after the episode. I wish I had said this in the meeting. I wish this fellow, I could have done like that. I wish after the thing is over. Feeling of feeling doormat, being used, self-pity leading to frustration and anger, which is kept inside. And if you kept the anger inside and not vent it out, this will happen in a meeting, in your workplace. It could be reflected in house. It could be reflected in a social context. If it is reflecting in house, believe me, if you have children who are watching you, they will imitate and term you the same thing. So maybe your next generation also will be like you. Work not done, loss of relationship, feeling of letting down and self. I am not okay, you are okay. Assertiveness is about self-worth. I have the right. Making your views clear, voice heard, making a point, telling what is in your mind, standing up for yourself without losing the temper, without hurting people, negotiating terms from both when both are acceptable, without putting other people down, without making other people feel that they have lost. I also win, you also win, firm yet polite. I hope I've been able to make some point till now. How many of you have generally suddenly thought of episodes where you have been passive, where you have been aggressive? I want that to happen to you. Keep thinking. This is a session which can't transform you immediately, but you keep looking at areas where you should have been assertive, but went into passivity and you could not get your work done. Did you not feel frustrated or bad about it later on? Working with people, leading team member, as I keep telling you, when you are leading also, assertion is important. If you're a team member also, people love you when you're assertive. People love you, believe me. All my life I have experienced this. I want people to talk and participate, contribute in the meeting. Maybe I'm that kind of a leader. If you have a lousy leader, God help you. But most of the time, most of the leaders want people who are assertive. Why is it difficult? Because being assertive sometimes is considered as rude, blunt, outspoken, arrogant because of this one. They call themselves straightforward. We discussed this last time also. Is it good to be frank? It's okay to be frank. It's okay to be straightforward. But the how is important. No. If you are not using the how properly, the straightforwardness and frank could be looked at as arrogant, outspoken, hurting others, blunt, rude, all these terms and labels will come behind your back. But if I know the assertive skills, being firm yet polite without hurting people, that's what is. Sometimes you think you are assertive, but actually you go into assertion, aggressiveness. So be very careful. Very thin line drawn between being aggressive and being assertive. There is a thin line. People who are assertive sometimes tend to go into aggression because they think they have to convince people more loudly or more boldly. How does it work? Strategy where the entire body, gesture, posture, face, voice modulation, empathy. I hate you. When I say I hate you, I have told you because my assertive right, yeah. My assertive right. But your whole face, your body, your voice, everything should say. If I say I love you, same thing. No body language, no facial expressions. So everything matters. Gesture, posture, face, voice modulation. All this is important. The 5 Ws, 5 wives and 1 husband, I call 5 Ws. Who is the person? Why am I saying this? What am I saying? When and where? And then you design the assertive skill of how I must say that. How involves empathy, why and what involves rationality. It could be a simple favor of asking for a mobile from your father, that small boy, asking your mother you a mobile, or a complex thing as aggressive boss asking for leave, or you are trying to deal with a difficult employee. You have to plan. Assertive skill demands that you plan your conversation when you're in workplace. In your house, okay, it could be natural. In your social context and friend, it could be natural. But in your workplace, I think I strongly advocate and recommend being frank and being open is good, sir. But you need to plan your conversations when you are trying to talk and build a team, trying to take people along with you. There has to be some strategy. Strategy or management in Hindi is called as jugaad, and jugaad is not a bad term. Jugaad is managing people. Jugaad is managing situation, trying to find a solution. And the game plan of relationship involves that. If you are going for fishing, you don't take samosas in the fishing rod because you like samosas. No, in the fishing rod you put insects because the fish likes insects. So you give the people what the people like. Don't give the people what you like. Every individual is different. Everybody needs a different kind of worm. Every fish is different. Every person is different. Every people needs to be dealt with differently. So it's not so simple as I'm telling you. This is assertive skills, be firm and polite. No, it takes a lot of efforts to actually learn how to be, I am okay, you are okay, I win, and you also win. It's a difficult one. So which is the best and which is the worst? Being aggressive, passive, and assertive. Work done, loss of relationship. Work not done, loss of self-worth. Assertive, work done, intact relationship. The obvious choice is assertion. But have you not gone into one of them sometimes? We have been aggressive, we have been passive, we have been assertive. My only request to you, humble request to you, don't get hooked on to one style. Don't get labeled as an arrogant, aggressive, rude fellow. Don't get labeled as passive. People will start using you for everything. So you don't get labeled with anything, but you can come back to assertion as quickly as possible without getting hooked on to passivity and aggression. How quickly you come back to assertion, that's the key. That's the key to managing relationship and building a team in a leadership position. So assertiveness is not a battle of supremacy. It's about two equals where both win. Different situation, different strategies. Paneer butter masala situation was different. Paneer butter masala situation is very different. It's a social context situation and example where you call the waiter and say, hey waiter, come here. Yaar, isme paneer nahi hai, leke aana. And you start other conversation. He comes back to you. You repeat it, leke aana wapas. Please go and bring it back. Without getting angry. Why should you get angry with a stupid waiter? It's his job to bring it back. So you can look at him, smile at him and ask him to bring back. If you go aggressive, you know what these waiters will do? If you go aggressive with those people, they go inside and tell the other waiters, "Wahan hai na, wo baitha hai na, wo bahut chidchida hai." They will put some muck in that, maybe something else, and then give you. And they have fun at your expenses, actually speaking. So there are different situations. Look, I'm giving you names. It's called as broken record technique. You go keep on saying, "Leke aana wapas yaar, paneer nahi hai." Tu leke to aa wapas. You go on repeating what you say. This is one way. Other way is self-disclosure. Unless you tell, how will you know? Your boss doesn't know that you don't like this. Or as a boss, I have made it clear in my organization where I work. I say, I love you. I can tolerate anything. But if the class has to start at 8:30, it has to start at 8:30. So this is telling people what you like, what you don't like. So if you self-disclose in a workplace, things become easier for the persons who are working. And this is also one of the assertive skills which you can use. Negative. Yes, somebody's talking. Some question? Okay. Negative assertion. Accept the criticisms calmly, accepting the part to be true. I think what you are saying is correct. This is correct, but I don't think that other thing is correct. So you split the whole thing into two halves. Negative inquiry. What do you think was wrong when I said that? Correct. I am very happy you pointed out to me. Can you tell me what went wrong when I said that? I'll try to improve. This is negative inquiry. Workable compromise is respecting your self-respect, protecting your self-respect, protecting others' self-respect. There are hundreds of examples. Postponement is the most easiest one to do with aggressive people. You can always say, yes, sir, I'm doing the work now, but you go in the evening and tell the same boss, sir, kya ho gaya tha? Morning you are very chill. Did I do something wrong? So you postpone it, tell it later, the right place, right time. Find out when he's going to tell that, when he's going to listen to you. Is he ready for you? And these are only some examples. Believe me, we have a 7-day workshop on assertive skills where we give you a lot of role plays like this and make you do workplace role plays, home husband-wife role plays, children and mother role plays. And everywhere you will be told that you can move from aggression to assertion. You can move from passivity to assertion. And how do you do that? There is one more small area which I wanted to talk for 5 minutes, if you permit me. It's called as no means no. Stop saying yes when you want to say no. Many people have this habit of not saying no to people. One of my friend is there. He is also a professor of biochemistry, my age. Never says no to anybody. His wife is fed up. The wife keeps complaining to me, भैया कुछ करो इसका, कब किसी को नहीं बोलते. Anybody comes, he walks off with him. Anybody comes, he goes off with him. He never. So I asked him why he doesn't say no. Why people find it too difficult to say no to people. And I did some little research, and I've got a paper published. I'll show you one of them. It says, others will get annoyed with me. I will be letting them down. I am being rude or selfish if I say no. I am known to say yes, yaar. How can I say no? My reputation is because I say yes every time. What will they think? They will think I'm arrogant. If it's my boss, I might lose my job here. I can't say. That's okay. If it is a boss, you can't say no to him. That's a fine. That's a workplace kind of a thing. I may find it difficult to ask favors from him in the future if I say no to him now. He will not do any favor for me. I will become unpopular if I say no. If I say I'm popular or liked because I never say no. I keep saying yes. That's why I'm so popular. People like me. So these are the various reasons why people say it's difficult for people to say no to some situations. But it's okay. It's okay. People like you. You are working. You are helping them. You are very, very courteous. You are known for helping people. You can't say no, and you are popular. Everything is fine. But let's skip this. But if this is happening to you, what is the things happening to you? Are you getting a reputation of being a doormat? Are you feeling that you are getting used? Are you feeling that God, why only for me? Why all this trouble to me? Are you getting a feeling of being overworked or stretched because of this habit of not saying no to people? Do you find no time for yourself, no time for your family, leading to frustration at work? Do you have hidden resentments against people who asked you? Are you losing tempers very softly at soft targets at home? Think about it. Are you losing temper again and again at your soft targets at home, generally your spouse or children or somebody? Are you becoming more aggressive? If all this is happening, remember you have a right to say no, but assertively. Sometimes aggressively, especially when people force you to do things, but how quickly you come back to assertion is important. But believe me, here no means no. Have you seen that movie which I saw recently of Amitabh Bachchan? Pink.
Pink, sir.
Pink. It's a beautiful movie. The last he talks about this only. When it is a no, it's a no. So it has to be firm, and that was his situation of probably rape or sexual assault, where he said that no means no. But I mean in regular habits also, when you are dealing with people, when you are in a workplace environment, you need to be sometimes telling no, because you have your own family, you have your own time, you have to look at your own credentials. So I think there are times when it is possible to say, and if you're getting the feeling of being used and being told back, that means you're going to passivity, and this no is taking you towards passivity. If the no is taking you towards popularity, please go ahead, do it. But that popularity is eating away your family time, eating away your social time. Think about it. Assertively saying no involves honesty, respect, good body language. Try this sometimes. I can do this work for you, but can I do it later if it is okay? If you help me with this, I can also do, you will help me. I think we both of us can do it together. If you think this is, if you do this for me, maybe I'll glad to do that. Oh, this is dangerous. I can't do it, but let me find somebody else who can do it. I can't do it now because I'm busy, but let me find somebody else. This is a beautiful, assertive way of helping people and yet saying no. I can't help much, but let's work it together. How can the task be done? Let's see. Can I do it tomorrow, please? Today I'm a little busy. I'm really sorry. This time I can't do it. Oh, this is again very firm no. Very firm. This may hurt people, so be very careful how you're using this. But you may get these thoughts in your mind. आपका क्या है सर? हमारे घर में आके देखो, हमारे डिपार्टमेंट में देखो, हमारे बॉस को आप नहीं जानते. आपको क्या मालूम कैसा है वो? Come to my house, you come to my office, you don't know my boss. You understand Hindi, all of you, I'm sure. No one in this world, this is a very important, this is my Suresh Chari's statement. No one in this world can hurt you unless you allow them to hurt you. Then of course you're hurting yourself. One more statement. You will be treated the way you permit people to treat you. If you permit people to use you, they will keep using you. You will keep feeling lousy, passive, doormat, sulk, cry, frustration. You are still free to live how you want, but please don't sulk. So my request to you, ladies and gentlemen, is very simple. You may go into aggression. Go if it's giving you result, but you are still able to manage relationships as a dean, as a director, as vice dean. I've been so many times going into aggression. But how quickly you come back to assertion, that's what Suresh Chari has learned and is teaching. But for heaven's sake, don't go into passivity. Passivity is a crime. Live for your stand. Talk for yourself. Talk what you feel like, but there is a method, and that method is called as assertive skills. Sometime maybe we'll use that. So if you go to a restaurant, sari salesman shows you many items and you don't like it and you don't want to buy it, simply look at him, smile at him and say, thank you, boss. He's doing his job. You do your job. It is his job to show you 100 saris. Why do you feel so bad for him? Tell him, sorry, okay, good, I'll come next time. You go away, walk away from there. You are in a hurry to reach your workplace for an important meeting or a lecture. When a guest arrives unexpectedly at your house, what will you do? You are in a hurry to reach your workplace for an important meeting or a lecture, maybe. 8:30 is your lecture, and 8:15 this guest comes. Aur suna yaar. Useless fellow, no work, retired chap. Aur suna yaar. So you can always politely tell him, can you come? I have a lecture at 8:30. You can call your wife and say, hey guys, let's give him some chai. I'll come in the evening and talk to you. So it is possible. You don't have to miss your meeting or miss your lecture just because you can't say no to this character. Your friend's sister visits your house, asking you to buy some expensive goods. Many people come with encyclopedia, children's book, network products. You don't want to buy. Can you say no to them? You stand in a queue railway station, I already told you. Suddenly a man jumps the queue. Can you tell him? This is difficult. Sometimes you have to go in aggression here because those guys may be hefty and rude to you. So be very careful, especially ladies, be careful here. You buy a dress, washing instructions are there. The dress shrinks, the shirt becomes a rumal, and you go to the shop asking the money back. And the shopkeeper will manipulate you. He'll say, you have washed it wrongly. My shirt and my company was good. How do you manage this situation? Your friend borrows money from you, many months, and you need that money urgently back. Can you ask him back the money? Your parents have retired, and this is important for me when I was going away to Mauritius. Your parents have retired in their work, and you want to leave your home. You have been offered a dream assignment by your company outside your city. How do you convince people? How do you find things adjusting or managing people at your workplace, yet convincing them? Difficult situation for many of we Indians who are generally emotionally involved with such things. Your boss unexpectedly asks you to stay back for a project when you have some other plans with your close friend. Oh, it is possible. You can't say I'm going. If the job is important, the project is important, the boss is important. If you should count all that, how much is the weightage of all that? And then probably you can decide here. Friends insist that you have one more drink, or you smoke, even if you thought several times you have refused to him. I'm sure you can say firmly no to these characters. Your administration asks you for donation for a social cause, which you have already donated elsewhere, or you do not wish to donate here. Can you say, and can you find a way assertively to say no? A project has success. This is very important. A project has successfully completed, and your teamwork, your contribution has been maximum, but you feel that you have been left out in appreciation because somebody else gets the brownie points more. Means somebody else gets more appreciation than you. मैं ही काम करता हूँ, मेरे को कभी appreciation नहीं करता है कोई. How will you deal with this? How will you probably come out of this? Can somebody tell me about this? Because this is very common in a workplace in our context. Can somebody give me a solution for this? You have contributed maximally, but your appreciation which you get is minimum. Somebody else gets the appreciation.
Probably a passive person will feel like this, and many a times nowadays you have to lobby for recognition.
Okay, lobby for recognition, but there is even in lobbying, you did not be aggressive. I would not recommend you to go aggressive. There are methods, there are lobbying, there are managing people, there are managing relationships, there are jugards which we do, but there are times, there are places where recognition will come to you as such, but there are places where recognition will not come to you because of many hierarchical problems or as you call it, politics in the hierarchy. There you probably have to tell people somehow, whether either your immediate boss or the boss above him, some way that you have been missed out, and probably tell him that I have also contributed, or maybe I don't know, you'll have to find a way of lobbying yourself. Correct?
Maybe highlight your work, and it's a teamwork, and together we are coming up with solutions and keep addressing it quite often.
Correct, but don't sit quiet and sulk at home.
Yes, sir.
सारा दुख दर्द मेरे झोली भगवान ने मेरे झोली में क्यों भरा? Don't do that. You're already sufficiently loaded with work, and your management gives you more work. Very common in our organization. I would probably feel that management is giving me more work because I'm good. I would probably feel like that because I keep feeling like that. When people give me more work, that means but if the work is getting more than what I can handle, if it is leading me to stress, if it is leading me to overwork, if it is leading me to anger, if I'm targeting soft targets at home, my wife who's sitting here, if I target on her, then probably I'll have to think and I'll have to get back to my management and tell me, sir, calm down, slow. I can't take so many things at one time. Can we do only this much? Or can you find a person? Can you find some substitutes? Can you find equally competent people to do that? Bottom line, assertion does not mean being rude. It's a skill, it can be learned. In some situations, you may have to postpone it. You may go into aggression or passivity depending on situation and people, but don't get hooked on and come back as quickly as possible to assertion. And it's more, how is more important than what? And when you're saying no, being assertive, you need to use no many times. Knowledge decides what you say. Skill decides how you say. Attitude decides when and how to say. Wisdom decides whether to say or not. There is a Hindi couplet. I don't know if everybody understands. क्या बोलना ये बचपन से सिखाया जाता है. क्या बोलना मतलब what to say is taught from the childhood. क्या बोलना ये बचपन से सिखाया जाता है. कहाँ कब कितना और कैसे बोलना ये सीखने के लिए उम्र निकल जाती है. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions, I'll be too happy to answer. Where is this? How do I come to the grid? Oh. I have to stop sharing. Where is that? Stop sharing. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I go very fast today? But this
No,
session
sir.
is like that. Okay. So any questions or any reactions? Only one reaction I want from you. Only one. We will take only 5 minutes more. It's almost 5:40. We still have 20 minutes though. But I'll take only 5 minutes. Can you give an example where you think you should have been assertive, but went into aggression? Where you think you should have been assertive, but went into passive? Recently, yesterday, today, 3 days back, 1 week back, can you have an example for me? Just share a few examples. Unmute yourself and talk.
Sir, I became aggressive when a lot of patients have been given at the last moment of my day. So I have to be would have been more assertive rather than being aggressive.
So you tend to lose a relationship because of that. If you have not lost relationship and you could again go back to assertion and mend those relationships, fine, Arun, don't worry. It's not aggression. You went into a leadership position of getting aggressive. You demonstrated aggression just to tell them that this is not correct. But you quickly came back, punched their hands and, oh my, sorry boss, bye. That's okay. That's okay. Sometimes I get upset with my wife gets upset with me, but after 15 minutes, 20 minutes, hey boss, forget it, yaar, I still love you. That's done. That's all allowed in relationship. But if you are permanently in aggression, if you are lost relationship because of that, Arun, then I would caution you. If you have lost the patients, if you have lost your colleagues, if somebody has been talking behind your back, all these things will happen if people go into. People who are aggressive will never know what people are talking behind their back. Never know. Very difficult and dangerous to find out. Anybody else? Anybody else wants to share?
Sir, I don't know whether it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Narendra.
For example, in a meeting, in the agenda, there is something at the end, usually as any other matter with the permission of the chair.
Yeah, correct.
Some people who lead the meetings would want you to discuss it beforehand, whatever you would raise it in other points. Like they wouldn't want any discussion on that.
Yeah, correct.
So is this the right way or?
Yeah, it is right. If you are following an agenda in an office, in a professional environment, I'm talking about professional environment, where all your HODs are sitting and you're following an agenda and somebody pops up with some issue which is not related to the point of discussion, you can always say that, can we discuss this in any other matter?
Yeah,
and
even in any other matter, sometimes they expect that it would be discussed before the meeting and come to a solution and not discuss it at length in the meeting.
That's okay if your people are so close to each other and if there is no conflict among the HODs and the dean, decisions can be taken and only tabled in the meeting. That's also done. It all depends upon how your departments in your organization where you are the dean. If it is congenial, good, and nobody is there who tries to play mischief, then you suddenly, normally we take already decisions and come. And we only, as leaders, we come with decisions, but we place it in a meeting as if they are making a decision. That's okay. That's allowed. That's allowed. That's all strategy, Narendra. We have been using that successfully. Yes, Meenakshi.
Sir, 2 months back, I think we had our academic audit with our principal, sir, just to know what progress you have made from last year and what are the checkpoints or checklists we are enlisting it for the next upcoming year 2024. So I was targeted, not exactly targeted, but my target given was 15 publications for this year. So for a moment, as you said, I felt good thinking that, okay, I have some potential. That's why ma'am is recognizing me and giving this target of 15 publications.
15
Later,
in a year.
the
15 publications in 1 year.
15 in a year, sir. 1 year, sir. Yes, sir. So for a moment, I felt, okay, so I have something in me. So that's why ma'am is recognizing. Immediately, the next thought was, what if I couldn't achieve 15 publications? Is quite unpractical. It's not even, I can't even imagine making 2 publications per month. That's what my principal actually had in her mind. Then I was like, ma'am, it is actually not possible. Then probably, as you said, aggressive, I couldn't. Passive, I went into passive state. Then slowly, I see, thinking her smiling face, assertiveness, I started telling her, ma'am, it is impossible. It's not actually possible. It's impractical for me. Maybe 5 or 6 is quite acceptable, not 15, ma'am. Then she was continuously stressing, no, you can't do it. You have to definitely do it. Then I went for a, sir. Next day morning, I went again and I tried to convince her, ma'am, this is not possible. It's not practical enough. Target for 15, whereas 4 and 5 for the others is impractical from your end. So kindly consider. So at this situation, what should be my reaction, sir?
Now, correct reaction, madam. The 15 is, who is the, my goodness gracious. How can 15 publications like
maybe she
publishing
was,
newspapers?
maybe she was
Like
testing my
publishing
patience
pamphlets.
also, sir.
Yeah, maybe she's testing you because
Testing my patience also.
this
Yes,
such research will have no meaning. 15 publication research
Yes,
means there is only paper publication factory. It is not a actual
Exactly.
research going on. So I think we should convince her that if you want quality versus quantity or quantity
yes,
versus in quality. So if you look at
Yes,
quality, madam, I can't do more than 1 per month or 1
Yes, sir.
1 or 2, maybe in a year I can do 4, madam, 5, madam, and that's
4
what
max.
everybody is doing. 4 also is too
Probably
much, madam. Here, 4
too much.
publication is not a joke.
Joke, yes, sir.
Academic
So
publication. So you
probably
have to convince
just
her.
like your,
And you, how many
yes, sir, like,
publications she has got? You can't question her. You tell me how much
no,
you
sir.
have got. You don't have so many.
No, sir. Probably, as you said, throughout your presentation,
do
I was
that.
imagining her only, sir, questioning her, questioning me, and thinking what answer she would give, whether she will be aggressive, whether she will be passive, or whether she will be assertive. That was running in my mind.
I would probably have taken 1 month gap more, published 1 or 2 papers in that 1 month, and told her, madam, only 1 is possible. Let's do it in small way. Instead of going every day and harassing her, madam, made 15 is too much, 15 is too much, 15 is too much.
No, sir. I can attempt only once, not more than that. Because she is also a human being. She can also not take that much of stress. I can understand
Yes.
Narendra sir being in that high position. All of us bouncing on him quite number of times. Sir, what is this? What is this?
But she has to be reasonable. The 15 per year is asking for too much. So you have to rationalize. With
Probably
her.
she was testing me also, sir.
No, this testing, this is anyway. Anybody else has got any questions or reactions? Otherwise, we will close this session. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you,
I
sir.
hope you had
Sir, I have a
you could
question.
understand. Yes, Shilpa, madam. I want to see your face.
Yes, sir. Sir, people with the power and position, they tend to be more aggressive towards the people who are
Subordinates.
in a hierarchy, a lower hierarchical level. So even though you try to be rationalized, you try to be assertive, but they will not be reasonable to understand.
Yeah,
So
difficult
how
people.
to, even though you try to give an explanation, they will not take it. Most. So
Okay.
it is quite difficult to understand, make them understand, even though you are trying to be more polite, trying to give a reasonable list of things, but still they'll be like, no, I'm in this position, you have to do this, you have to do that.
Okay. Like Meenakshi gave a specific example. These things, work well with a counselor like me. In case you specifically tell me, this is the issue, these are the things I said, this is the reaction she had. Then I tried this is the issue. So if you generalize and say, I tried to tell and she did not, we will never have a solution. So you have to be very specific when you look at what is the content that you have. Were you sad when you talked to her? How was your facial expression when you were telling her? Were you looking upset when you went to her? You know, these are many things which are to be taken into consideration when you approach a senior. All seniors may not be like Narendra. All seniors may not be like me. I'm not. All seniors may not be like Nagda madam. There are many deans, many directors, don't quote me outside, who are not actually having any human relation values. They don't understand empathy.
Yes, sir.
They have reached that position. They have reached that position because of, so God help us when we are working with them. We have to be forming our own strategies when we are dealing with such difficult bosses. Maybe next time we have a session on how to handle difficult people, how to handle difficult bosses. Try to find, but the difficult, I can't give you a tailor-made solution. You will have to work on your own body language, your own facial expressions, and try to look very enthusiastic when you are going to approach these people. And try to contribute something which helps them in their workplace. Getting their good books, as Narendra has used a beautiful word. Can I lobby myself? Lobbying is a good word. Lobbying is not politics. Lobbying is positive. When you are giving something good to the organization, when you are contributing and that person feels that your presence is necessary for the organization. Can I raise my bar? Then people will start listening to you. Then when people will start listening to your opinion, then we will have value for whatever you are saying. People don't have value for you right now, maybe because the contribution is less. Maybe they feel you are not required so much. Maybe they have better people than you working somewhere. So many things are there. When you go into their shoes of a dean and then think what kind of a people they are looking, why they favor some people, why they don't favor certain people. Can I reach that standard? There are so many things, Shilpa, where you have to really think about. So I'm not trying to find faults with you, Shilpa. No, I'm only trying to tell you, raise your bar. Try to reach that place where nobody is indispensable, but can you take yourself to a level where they feel that you are required, you are indispensable for the organization? Then you can play all sorts of master games with their psychology, because you are good. If you are good, people will treat you. People will treat you the way you are wanted to be treated. I just made a statement, the last, if you heard me. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you all. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
See you in March again. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm missing 3 people, but tell them.
Is this session over?
Fully assertive.
Meeting over?
Sir, fully assertive now.
Are we done today? Early.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
so,
all.
sir. Sir,